Hi guys, we are in the salon today, so it is going to be a slightly different tutorial, but I hope you will really enjoy it as well. The setups are slightly different than we do normally. So I have Fiona, we just removed the color from her natural nails. It is going to be a rebalance with a tiny bit of the purple over it with some chromes and other nice things. So after I have removed the gel polish, I'm just going to dehydrate her natural nails. I do apologize, there will be phone calls going on, probably like people talking and lots of different things, but I thought I will show you how I do some work in the salon as well. I just pull that camera out a bit more. And I have no cameraman with me today, so I'm just on my own, which makes it a more struggle. And then I'm going to reshape her nails. Put the fan on so there is not too much dust in there. And when I'm doing the rebalance, it is really important for me to change the shape of the natural nail. Like you can, there we are, you can see that this one is growing down a little bit. So to correct it, I'm going to file it from underneath to lift it up a little bit. And you can already see that it doesn't grow as much down as it did before. So let me show another one. This one again, so we can see it is growing down quite a lot, and by just filing it from underneath, I'm straightening it up a little bit. So that's usually the first thing what I'm doing when rebalancing on nails, and there is quite a lot of natural underneath. And then do a normal prep. So I will do it on the one nail just to show you, and then I finish it on all of them. So I'm just removing the bits and pieces of the gel polish, reshaping them nice, quite a lot from underneath to bring them a bit higher. There is a little lifting on the side and here, so I need to get rid of that. Make sure you don't cover any lifting with the fresh product, because that could cause the Pseudomonas bacteria to get in and the nails would turn green, so we want to avoid any lifting area. This one is actually quite large. So you can see all those bits and pieces are falling off. But Fiona have been really good this time because she didn't break any nail. She's laughing like. And then as a last bit, I'm just going like this around the cuticle area. Then remove the dust. Dehydrate the nail plate, and that's it. I'm going to do it on all of the nails. So now is the time for a bit of the cuticle work, so that's the bit I'm going to use, and I've got the portable K38 e-file. I'm just putting on the low settings, and I will work around the cuticle area, one side, just really to remove the larger bulk from the nail plate. I never clean the cuticles properly before the gel application and before the filing, because I don't want to hurt the client. So I do it any kind of sticking out bits and pieces after I finish the filing. This one is just to remove the dead tissue from the nail plate. Remove the dust, dehydrate it again. And now we are going to prep the nails for the gel application for a rebalance. So I'm using an extra nail dehydrator just on the natural nail, and then universal air bond. Universal air bond is really great like for the gels, acrylics and a poly gel. Again, I just applied it on the top of the natural nails. And we are going to try the fiber gel again. Like, I love this coverage, and it feels a bit like a jelly. It's quite nice and soft consistency. So usually when I'm doing a rebalance, I'm just applying like a thin layer, like a nail polish, like very nice and thin, making sure I kept all the free edges. And then I do that on all of the nails. If there is quite a lot of product missing, then I would do it maybe on the 2 layers. If the product is on the nails, then we have to just move the apex, and then that's the rebalance done. So you can see on this one I'm missing the most of the product because we had some lifting, and I will leave it to the end because I will have to apply a larger side of the product. Let's check this nail from the side view. So we've got apex here, and I need to move it back in there. I don't want more product at the free edge because it is already having quite a lot of product from the previous parts, so we don't need all that. I'm just applying on those thin layer a tiny bit of the gel around my apex area. Like, I quite like to keep the fingers pointed down so the gravity helps me, and then just brushing away the excess from the free edge because I don't want any more product in there. So you can see the side view. I have bring it back the apex closer to the cuticle area. I will do it on the next nail. And because I have applied those thin layer of the gel, it's kind of give me a very slidey surface to work with, and that's pretty helpful. Then I have to do the same on this nail. So I'm just moving my apex closer to the cuticle so it can hold all the nails nice and give them a strength. Check the side view. Fab. And then this one, because I had most of the product missing from this nail, I just leave it for the end so the gel doesn't run. And you can also see it, I keep most of my product on the one side of the brush. I don't want my brush to be kind of messy, because then it's more difficult. If there is any air bubbles, I tend to kind of, you can see I kind of roll my gel to get rid of those air bubbles, and then work it down the way. And there we are. Just remove the excess from the pinky to the free edge because we don't want it bulky. And once I have finished it, I can give it a cure. So okay, I can see it here. We run of the product. If it does happen, turn the hand upside down, and I think the reason why it did happen is a new gel for me, so even if it feels thicker, it's kind of a bit more runny than the transparent pink you have seen me using before. And then cure it into the lamp. So put it back to the lamp. And once it's cured, we can remove the inhibition layer and then start shaping the nails for the color application. I always have my fan on when I do the filing, just don't want too much dust in there. And then I'm starting shaping always with the side walls, like I want them to be nice and straight, even if it's an almond shape or a pointy almond shape. Then work around the cuticle area, like make sure everything is nicely blended in. And just smooth out all over. That's it. I'm not going to do any more filing, even if there are some places which I didn't file, because the rest I will do it with the buffer. There is no need of filing all the nails. You just file really around the cuticle area always to blend the product in, because if it's not blended, that's the places which might lift. And then just remove any places which we have misshaped with the gel application. Obviously, the better our gel product application or acrylic application, the less filing we are going to have. I quite like to check also the client view, because it's showing me any kind of imperfections and if the nails are twisted in the sides. So After I would do this initial shaping, I would check the client view and I will go and touch up some places one more time before buffing. And this pinky. So you can see I'm removing the bulk of the product from the free edge. I don't want the free edge to be too thick and bulky. Blending out around the cuticle area. And then the rest I will buff it. So I'm going to quickly buff it as well. I show you on the one nail and then I will do it on the rest. You can see it, I've got some tape to protect my fingers, but when I'm buffing I also pulling the nail folds down for the clients, like so they are not hard. And buffing around the cuticle area. Because I want that to be all nicely blend in. And then at this stage what I would do when I have done all my filing, I would go with the cuticle nippers if necessary and trim just like any wee bits and pieces which are dry and we don't need them. This is not excessive work, just a really sticking out bits and pieces. So that's our nail ready for the color application after removing the dust. And I do that on the rest and then come back to you. So that's as filed the nails, and now we are going to move on into the next step, which is the chrome application and a sugar application as well. And I think it will be nice to show you some ombre effect with it as well. I'm using the upvoted black gel polish, which is absolutely awesome. I'll show you guys. It gives a really nice coverage in a one layer, and for chromes I think it's just such a big time saver. So Vita, what you think about the new black?
Really good. And new white as well.
New white as well, yeah, definitely. You can see also I'm peeling the nails down and I'm peeling the side wall, lateral nail folds down. And then just cap the free edge. I've got the camera just on front of my nose, like painting different weird angles, but I will get there eventually. And I will find the good way of recording in a salon, because that's mean there is going to be lots of new tutorials, like lots. Because at the minute before we was only recording in a house, so that's involving quite a lot of extra time as well. And then if I'm doing a client, I could just do at least, like, you know, 2 extra videos a week, which would be awesome. Now I'm going to cure this hand. And on the other hand, I have already applied the black, and I'm going to put now the no wipe top coat. So I'm just putting the no wipe top coat. Like make sure there is no bubbles, no bits and pieces of the dust, because the chrome's always showing everything so much, like. And apply the top coat on this one. Give it a cure for chromes, 60 seconds cure exactly. And then on this hand, when the other hand is curing, I'm going to put the sugar effect. Again in pink. So for sugar I'm just using any kind of random glitter. And this time I thought this pink is going to be really nice. There should be a cameraman as well to record actually my position. You would really laugh. I'm playing with my head, one side, other side, because the camera is just in front of my nose. So lift all your hand up. Yep, fab. That's it. So I tend to ask the clients to leave the hand up, this way the glitter doesn't stick in on the places I don't want to, and I can work only on this nail. Then turn it on the side a little bit. Fantastic. Look at this glitter, it's so nice. Other side. And then just remove the excess of it. So look how nice and sparkly this glitter is. So nice. Change your hands. And then this hand is cooked, which is awesome. And I'm going to apply some chrome pigments over it. And I think I want to do the ombre. So that's one of the colors we're going to use. And the other color is going to be purple. I have never used them before. So I'm really curious like how they're going to turn out. So I just got them here on the side. And the other on the side. And Solvita is having a wee noisy.
Just want to see the ombre.
Like, you want to see the ombre? Oh, okay. So, I think I want the ombre in here, definitely. So, I have dipped it in... Oh my goodness, this pink. Ah! Okay, so for the ombre effect, I would go just like this. More in a V kind of shape. And at the end, I would really rub the pigment in. I think I love this pink so much that I'm going to use more pink. So most of it is going to be pink. Oh yes. Okay, now the clean side, I'm going to start fading it in. Faded it in. Faded it in. So you have to have it really nicely blended. And then I'm going with the other color, which is purple. And I'm just going over the pink. And I show you the effect. So that's the easiest way you would do the ombre. And you can see those two different colors. Purple at the top and then pink at the bottom. And then here's the opposite way, so we're going purple. And because I have faded my pink before, the purple chrome is not going to stick into these places where I've got already faded pink. And then just clean that up, and you've got another beautiful ombre. We could do like even couple colors ombre, so we could have, I've got another darker purple, we could have dark purple, light purple, and then the pink. As you can see, I think they are electric, like, oh, they're really nice, those nails. And after we have applied the chrome, I'm just going to make this one more cleaner look. If you leave too many bits and pieces of the chrome powders on the nails, it's kind of showing off when you apply the top coat, so make sure everything is wrapped in really well. And you have no extra dust powder on it. Then using the nail file, scratch the free edge. Scratch the free edge. And the reason for it is the no wipe top coat is a shiny top coat, and this top coat is shiny. So the next layer of the top coat is not going to stick into it, because the gel only sticks into rough or a sticky surface. So I'm using the High Shine No Wipe top coat over it, and I'm actually curious how the the chrome effect is going to look as well, because sometimes it's changing after the top coat application, but this one doesn't, so it's nicer and even shinier. Cap the free edge. Yeah, I love that look. And then on the ombre one, I might do actually on one more nail the ombre effect, just to show you and explain you that again, so you know how to do it, because the first part is more important than the second part. The second part is just, the job is done, you're just really rubbing the pigment in, but the first part is to create the ombre. So once I put the top coat, I'm going to show you on one more nail, and then we're going to apply some crystals as well. So swap the hands, and okay, here I just need to apply the top coat. So I'm applying a top coat. I think this pink would look so cool with the silver chrome as well. So, and on the last one, and chrome like colors I think are really popular at the minute as well. So those the foam bubble designs and laces, leopard prints, that's what is going to be really fashion as well. There is a nice tutorial on the leopard print, animal print on the channel as well. You can check it out, guys. Okay, change the hands. Okay, so we are going to do the chrome ombre again, so you know how to do it, like for sure. And maybe I will swap the colors. So we are going to go for the purple one on this one now. So purple all over. Then the purple on the top and here. And look what I'm doing. I'm just fading in a little bit into the V shape. Okay, so a little bit into the V shape. I can wrap in the end to make sure it's nice and chromy, or the beginning of it. And then using the cleaner side, I'm kind of start blending it in a little bit. So you can see there is not much of the color in here. So blending a little bit with the clean wand. And this way we have already stick in some chrome in some places, and that's mean when I'm going to go with the pink over it, it's not going to stick into these places, only will stick into the top and not on top of the purple, and that gives a nice fading. So again, I would start with the thicker application at the places where we want only pink, and on the place where we want to join in, I clean it and then I just start blending a little bit so they are nice ombre effect. And then just remove excess of the pigment so they're nice and shiny. That's great. And I can scratch the free edge again. Some people use the primer as well to go at the free edge. I just find that scratching it is just best. And again, I have to apply the top coat. Also, we will be sticking in some Swarovski crystals. This nail is already drying because we've got some large crystal, and the larger the crystals are, the longer it takes for the glue to dry. And again, look how nice this chrome is once the top coat goes over it. Now the lighting isn't best in here because it's my testing video when I do it without a cameraman. He always makes sure everything is in the camera and the angles are right, the light is right, but I'm on my own today and I'm just curious how this video will turn out, because if it will be pretty good, then we can have more tutorials done from the salon. And now I can give it a cure. So the crystals are dry in here, and I'm just going to apply the top coat around the crystals. So we are going with the top coat around the crystals. And the other side. You don't want to put the top coat over the crystals because then they lose the shine and they're not as sparkly. That's fab. Change. And I show you how to apply the crystals as well. So we're going to use this finger. I'm just buffing, but when you buff, you have to buff it pretty nice and gentle. Ooh, and I think that looks pretty nice and matte as well. It actually does. Really nice. And then apply the crystals. So I'm just applying a little bit of the glue. And then take my crystals. Some large ones at the top. The large crystals takes quite a long time to set, so ideally you want to wait a couple seconds before going with the smaller ones around it. But what the small crystals does is they hold in place the large one. So what I'm going to do is I will just place this 3 and then let the glue to set a little bit. I can put the smaller ones down the way as well. The crystals applications is always kind of fiddly, but we all love the blink. And the last one. Okay, so once this large crystal is dry-ish, probably not, I can go with the smaller crystals around it. Yeah, I could still move some of the crystals on the top, so that's mean the large one will probably move as well. Yes, it does. So in this case you have to be really careful, or ideally you just wait for the glue to set a little bit on the large crystal. And that's what I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it a couple seconds for this glue to set. And I show you what else we have to do with the sugar effect, so it looks nice. And I show you the final results on the other hand. Oh no, this one have been touched a little bit. change your hands. So when I've got the sugar, I need to touch again the free edge to make sure there is no catchy bits. Remove the dust. So this one has dried out a little bit and I can apply the smaller crystals around it. You can see it still keeps kind of moving a little bit. I'm not pushing them too close to this large crystal because it's still kind of wet. I will do it now. To make sure it's in a straight line. That's it. Okay, and once I'm happy with it, I have to wait some time for the glue to dry and apply the top coat around it. Here it looks like a wee touch, so what I'm going to do it, I will go and touch it with some top coat just in some places, very little, and add those couple missing sparkles. Fab. And then apply the top coat on this new so just around the crystals. Sorry, I'm very gentle with the top coat application because my glue didn't dry yet. And then give it a cure. So that's the final look, and here I can show you guys. Like once they cure, you can see we've got nice chrome and some sugar. We should just clean the nails and apply some cuticle oil. Yeah, and I hope you have really enjoyed watching this tutorial. If you did, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really curious also how did you like the tutorial from the salon, because it's something different, a slightly different light, different angles. But if I could do tutorials from the salon, that's mean I could do many more of them, because obviously I'm doing clients all the time in the salon. Yeah, thanks for watching. I show you the other hand. So that's the second hand as well. We just need to clean it. I think they turn out awesome. Thanks guys. Bye.